We have confirmation tonight of a report first published in the New York Times that a former terrorism suspect who was released from Guantanamo after 7 years is back in action. Now a top leader of an al-Qaeda group based in Yemen, the news underscores questions raised by President Obama's order yesterday that Guantanamo be closed within a year. And Brian Ross is here now. Brian.
Well, Diane, it appears that in at least a half dozen cases, detainees released from Guantanamo have gone right back to fighting for al-Qaeda, despite what has come to be known as terror rehab. In a former royal family retreat outside Riyadh, the Saudi government says it is having great success rehabilitating al-Qaeda terrorists. With crayons and paper, art therapy for detainees released from Guantanamo and men caught in Iraq before their suicide bombs could go off.
Get that negative energy out on the paper.
The men get religious re-education, and they are promised a new home and car if they behave themselves. This former Guantanamo Bay detainee praised the program.
You cannot use force. You have to talk to people, to convince people.
But there is great skepticism in the U.S. about the Saudi claim that 700 former terrorists have been reprogrammed, including many who were flown home from Guantanamo.
They can say, I've disavowed radical Islam. They basically schmooze or calm their way through the system, and then they get out.
And now U.S. officials say one of the men who went through the Saudi program after being released from Guantanamo, Saeed Ali al-Shiri, has turned up in Yemen as a top al-Qaeda leader, responsible for an attack last year on the U.S. Embassy that killed 19 people, including one American.
You never know when somebody really is a true believer, and I think that's what happened in this case.
A sobering lesson as the U.S. prepares to empty Guantanamo.
I think the United States has to be very careful in releasing people. They need to have a surveillance system so that we know where they are and what they're doing.
The other issue is what to do with those at Guantanamo who will remain in U.S. custody. The military has a tentative list of 4 bases they think would be suitable, with Marine Camp Pendleton near San Diego one of the leading candidates, Diane.
Just want to be clear. You said crayons and finger painting?
That is terror rehab in Saudi Arabia.
All right. Our thanks to Brian Ross.